Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Transformers Studio Series number 35, Leader Class Jetfire. This is actually the first Leader Class figure I've gotten from the Studio Series, just kind of haven't really been interested in any of the previous ones. But this guy has the ability to combine with the number 32 Voyager Class Optimus Prime. So that was what really intrigued me. I'm really excited, so I wanted to pick this up. But yeah, I have not seen any leaders close up before. These boxes are massive. These are huge. I really like this on the side in the blue. Really cool picture of him there. Another really cool picture on this side as well. And then on the back has the robot mode, vehicle mode. Really love the vehicle mode. Really excited for that. I like the robot mode too, but I think that's really sleek. And it has a little bio here. Jetfire makes the ultimate sacrifice, heroically giving up his parts to restore and strengthen Optimus Prime. And then it shows that the Megatron from Dark of the Moon is also available. I think he's a leader class as well. I think he might be packed in with this guy in cases. But yeah, there we go. Let's get this guy out of the box here so we can take a closer look. So here's a quick shot of Jetfire with the background that's included in the box. I do feel like when you get to a certain size, they start to look a little ridiculous in the backdrops. He does seem a little too big for it, but I do appreciate that they still included it. You can display it. He fits on the stand very well. Just kind of looks a little massive. But the backdrop looks good. If you wanted to use it for smaller figures, you certainly could. Really makes a nice little display piece, and I'm glad they include them. So here's Jetfire out of the packaging. He is quite massive. You can see he is hunched over. He even comes with a little cane, which I think is absolutely hysterical. Get a close-up at the head sculpt. He definitely looks very old. He's got kind of a softy rubber plastic here for his beard. I think they did a really good job with that. This plastic on the side here is also kind of softer rubber, so that it doesn't hurt. But yeah, overall, I really like his design. I think they nailed it. I think he looks perfect. You have these wings on the back here that you can give a little bit of posability if you kind of want them out to the side or just straight down. Same with these ones on the top. You can kind of move them a little bit. They kind of come all the way down when they're in the box, but that kind of hinders the shoulder movement. And you can move the shoulders here at this joint. You can go out to the side. You have a bicep swivel. You have this elbow joint here. You can move the hands at the wrist, kind of have two joints. There's one here and one here. And then you can also spin the hand as well. You can peg this into this peg hole on the inside of the palm, but then there's also a peg hole here. So if you wanted him to wield it like a weapon, you could do that as well. And that's kind of how this works for the axe. You have this pretty cool axe here. Nice, has some nice silver paint. And that just pegs into that same peg hole there on the hand. It can also store back here on the wing. If we move this out, there's some pegs on the inside of this wing back here. And there's a large tab slot right there on the handle of the axe. So you can just peg it right in there for storage if you like. I don't see, do we have, I don't think we have anything in the torso. But down here in the hips, nice ratchets you can hear. Can also move in and out. You have nice ratchets here in the knee. And you can kind of, do you have bicep swivel? No. So you have that. It's kind of a weird, like, double knee. If you wanted to, I guess, extend his height, you certainly could. But I think for stability reasons, they have it just go all the way in tight. You do have a swivel down here, right here, and then you have some ankle tilt as well as some in and out. So he's definitely got a strange set of legs with his kind of backwards, like springing, like grasshopper legs. But they work. I think they look good, and I think they balance well. And there's just great paint applications all over. You can see some kind of wires painted here in the arm, elbow, shoulder region. Elbows are, well, I guess it's all there. Lots of great paint here on the jet parts. Again, I think the face is done very well. Really cool there. So yeah, overall, I like the robot mode quite a bit. Let's go ahead and figure out the transformation. Okay, so the transformation. First thing I will say, as per usual, the Hasbro directions are terrible. Hasbro really needs to work on their directions. I don't care if the pamphlet has to be huge, but maybe you need to get bigger with the pictures because they're small and it's really hard to tell what the heck you're trying to ask me to do. But I figured it out. And it's really not as bad as the directions make it seem. I will do my best to show you guys everything, like close-ups and everything, because the directions are absolute garbage. So the first thing you do is you kind of start out down here in the leg section. You can come underneath. They have these little flaps that will fold underneath the feet, and then you can go ahead and bend the back part of the foot at a 90-degree angle. So you got that going. Next, the legs. Kind of straighten this out a little bit just to make it a little bit easier. You're going to, you can see that there's a joint right here, and you're going to fold that at a 90-degree angle and do the same thing over here. Now you're going to see that there is a peg hole here and a peg, so you're going to bring these up, and that's going to peg in as best you can. So do the same with this one, and there you go. You got the legs done. So you're going to come to this. Let me zoom out here for you. Okay, so the next thing you do, you're going to fold these up until they kind of sit flush. Like that. Then you're going to bring this part all the way up. Like that. Now there is a thigh swivel in here before that I missed. I thought there wasn't one, but there is one. So you're going to spin that around 180 degrees, and you're probably going to want to space out the legs so that you have some room and get the hands out of the way and everything. So spin that 180 degrees there, and then you can see that there's a little tab slot right there, and there's a tab on the foot. So you're going to peg the foot in there, so then that's flush. There you go. Then this piece over here, you're going to flip up the little fin, and then this whole thing is going to drop in, and that's going to kind of fill the back part of the engine. So rotate this down, flip up the fin, then you rotate it into place. Like that. And then this should all connect. You probably just have to move this around to get this to connect. There we go. They have these little pieces inside here. You're going to want to go ahead and just pop them off, and they'll just kind of hang on the back for pretty much the whole rest of the transformation. You can go ahead and split the waist section right here where my thumbs are. That splits in half. Before we do that, I'll bring it out just a little bit, but before we do that, you kind of need to open up this whole area here. So this is kind of interesting how this works, but you will bring this section out, and the whole chest kind of like de-accordions. So this unpegs from here, and then this whole section kind of pops out like that. So it all accordions out, and then you're going to kind of straighten that out a little bit. Now you can bring up those waist pieces and just kind of straighten this for now. Kind of looks like a base mode or something. You're going to come to the back, and this whole part just flips out and then flips out some more. And it's like the whole front section of the bomber comes all the way to the front, and then just kind of sits down on top of this and just kind of hangs out there for now. Next up, we'll do the arms. They can be a little challenging. You can start by flipping the hands around, and then you can see that there's the circle peg on the inside of the palm. That's going to come up and peg into the forearm. So just go ahead and do that on both. And then this part's not difficult, but for whatever reason, mine had trouble pegging in. So you can see that there's a little peg right here and a little peg right here. And that's going to go into these peg holes on the side here. You can see where my finger is. So this is going to come down, and those need to peg in. Now, for whatever reason, this one really has a hard time pegging in on mine. I don't know why. There we go, I got it that time. The first time it was terrible. Like, this one comes and pegs right in, no problem. But for whatever reason, the other one was giving me trouble. So that's how the hands are going to be. So now you can kind of drop this forward. Make sure you can clear the legs. And just kind of get this in place. This section here rotates out. Again, accordions back out like this. These sections are going to come down and just kind of panel form. Okay, and then this is going to drop down. And then you kind of want to bring everything up to meet it. So just make sure everything's come around to the bottom. Probably don't have this properly aligned. There we go. So there are pegs underneath that will peg into spots on the feet. So you just kind of push them all down like that. There's also pegs on the forearms that will peg into as well. So it's just a matter of getting that all in there. And then these will drop in and everything will peg in here as well. And then that'll also has pegs to peg into the sides of these engines, which this is the part that I have the most trouble with. Right in here there's a peg where the two pieces will peg together, and you just kind of have to make sure everything's lined up. Then you're going to come around to the bottom, and you're going to take these, and you can see these tabs right here, and there's a little tab spot right there, so you bring that in. So yeah, I mean, I know they play kind of an important, well, I don't know if it's important, if it's just cosmetic. They play a role in the combination with Optimus, but those things don't really do anything for me. I don't really need them. So at this point, you're pretty much done. You're going to, now unfortunately the head really just kind of hangs out under here, and I think that looks a little goofy. You can take that cane from earlier, and that's going to transform into landing gear. So you just do this, then this goes all the way like this, and then you come underneath, and it just kind of, there's just a spot that it just kind of sits in like a tray. You just kind of bring this in, and you do kind of have to get it around the beard. So just kind of like that, and then you can take this axe, and it has these two big pegs here and here, and they're going to peg into there and there. So you get axe storage. And there you go. That is the, I think it's a stealth bomber. I'm not up on my planes, but it looks great. I love the look of it. I feel like it holds together perfectly fine, but there's definitely, you know, pegs and panels here that are not 100% lined up, and I apologize for that, but it still holds together very well. I think it looks fantastic. I love the red detail lines on there. That looks great. You can see some detailing there on the wing. So yeah, I still think it's a little weird that the head really just kind of hangs on the bottom there, but it really looks good. I like Jetfire a lot. I think the robot mode looks great. I think the vehicle mode looks fantastic. The transformation can seem daunting at first, but once you get the hang of it, you transform it back 1 or 2 times. It's really not that big a deal. I just really wish Hasbro would do something with their directions, because they're really not good. I think it's a problem with there's so many steps, and that they're trying to cram a lot on one page, so they make the pictures tiny, and plus the like making part of it red while the rest of it's gray, and then they put like an arrow that's huge and can't really tell what part you're trying to turn. I don't know. They just need to figure out something better, because their directions just are not that great. But it's a really cool figure. A lot of great detailing, a lot of great paint applications. I think the head sculpt is perfect. I love both of the accessories. There's something about him coming with a walking stick and a huge axe that just makes me laugh. But it's really great. I'm going to do another video to do the combination with Optimus. I'm going to do that as a separate video just because I feel like this is probably already running long because the transformation is fairly intricate for this guy. But I really like it. I can't wait to check out the combination with Optimus. But even as a standalone figure, I think this guy's robot mode, vehicle mode, all on point. Like I said, great articulation, great paint applications. Definitely worth picking up and adding to your collection. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.